Hello, welcome to Bridge to 10k, a 3-month programme to get me from running 5k regularly to getting to 10k. And the jeopardy is that after the 3 months I've entered a 10k event. So can I make the distance? This is another step on that journey. It is week 3 and this is my first run of the week. So I'm making it a simple run. I'm going to do an interval run this morning and just the middle one of the intervals, which is a 40-minute interval run. I haven't said this before, but I think there are 3 interval runs in the collection that I downloaded, and what I'm going to do when I eventually get up towards the 50-minute mark, which I'm guessing will be when I'm on 7.5k, something like that, then I can switch over and start doing the longer interval if I want to. So it's another morning run, so I've got up and come out, but I did have a bit of a light breakfast because it's really awkward. This is where my naivety comes in here. I don't really know. I think obviously you shouldn't eat very much, or it should be very light, but when I've come out for a morning run in the past, I haven't had anything. So I had something just a bit light, so I can give myself, I don't know, a little bit of a start. So I don't know, maybe you know about that kind of thing and can give me a bit of advice. So I'll see how I get on, but I'm deliberately not going to push too hard this morning. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's do this first run of the week. There we are, interval run complete. And what I do with these runs is that these interval runs include the last 5 minutes is a slow, I suppose it must be about a 150, a slow paced cool down. And of course you don't have to necessarily run to that, you can walk. So what I do is if I walk, then I stop the timer going and I say, well, okay, I did 5k or whatever it may be. With today, for example, I decided to run the last kilometre, so I run that last 5 minutes. It was a slow jog, but I included that in my time, and then when the interval music finished it was 5.95k, so I thought, oh well, I'll just keep going a bit further. So that was a long rambly way of telling you that I just did another 6k. Hooray! So yeah, there's me saying that I wasn't going to push, and yet that has runs of 175 and 180 BPM. I'm conscious actually that these videos are now turning to me waffling on about BPM all the time. Last time it was time, and now it's rate, and it could get very dull. So I'm going to try not to do that in future. I'm just going to do this increasing distance. So my next run, I'm hoping to do 6.5k. So having now done 2 6ks on the trot, I'm hoping that 6.5k is not going to be too bad. Yeah, and actually having a light breakfast was fine. I was a little bit worried when I first started, but the interval does start off quite slow and then gradually builds, so it wasn't too bad, and so that's okay. Right, that's it for run 1. So another big one, another new longer distance coming up in run 2. So see you for that. Hello, it is time for run number 2. Now today I'm going out in the afternoon, and it actually hasn't been, it's warm, but it hasn't been too humid. So I thought, that's good, I'll be all right for an afternoon run. I was contemplating having an early morning run tomorrow. Anyway, just getting ready, just walked out the door. The clouds have parted and the sun's come out. So the humidity, you can feel it kind of getting a little bit more humid. But there is a bit of a breeze, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm hoping today to do 6.5k. So if I make it, that will be a new record, a new personal best. So, well, we'll give it a go. I've brought some water with me, and yeah, we'll see how I get on. I'm going to head for the woods, I think, and perhaps run round and round under the trees. So it might not be a very interesting view, but at least hopefully it'll be a bit cooler. So anyway, enough waffling. I'll catch you on the other side. Right, coming up to 5k. So just under 2k to go. There we are, 6.5k. So I feel quite pleased about that. That's a new personal best, and it took me about 47 minutes. And what I did was to look before I came out for some tracks at 1:55, and I found a playlist. Now I know that I probably should have realised this before, but it's not just albums you can look for on the streaming music services. You can of course look for playlists that other people have set up. I know, I should know that. I'm a techie, I should know these things, but I didn't. And so I found quite a few different playlists that people had put together for 1:55. So that was good. So I found one, and of course there's the occasional track that I think, oh, I don't like that. So that's quite easy just to skip it. So the good thing was that I was able to keep going on a steady pace at 1:55. A few times actually I increased the pace, particularly when it was a track that maybe I didn't recognise, didn't have a very easy beat to follow, and then I found that I was speeding up a bit, but generally I was holding that same pace. So, and that really helped because I feel like the 6.5k was okay. And somebody actually sent me a comment recently and said that they go out and they just run and don't really worry about the distance, don't even know how far they're going. They just run, do an hour, think, oh, that's okay. And I can see the appeal of that, to be perfectly honest, because we do get a bit bogged down at me looking at the times and thinking, oh yeah, at this rate and this time and all the rest of it. So I can definitely see the appeal of doing that, but of course I'm trying to increase my distance, so I've got to kind of keep an eye on it. And when I got to 5k, I did feel myself thinking, oh, I've got to 5k. But I think it's a psychological thing. But I pushed on, got to 6.5. So that is another milestone in this epic saga. So next week, I'm going to try and get to 7k. So I can't quite believe I'm going for these kind of distances, but you keep telling me that I can do it, so I'm going to trust you. Now keep the comments coming. I love all the comments. I've got some really interesting comments actually, and I must start sharing some of the things that people have said, because there's some really interesting stuff that people have been coming up with. So keep those coming, and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you haven't already, because that's what makes me want to make more content. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Epic week, 7k. See you then.